Alright, so this is going to be pretty much a raw, uncut video. And to check in, I'm going to try to be doing these every day, every couple days. Let's just get right to the topic. So I got out of treatment yesterday. I was in inpatient treatment or rehab for 35 days at a clinic called Sundown. And it was treatment for drugs and alcohol. Now, this was not my first time at treatment. It was actually my sixth time at treatment. So started off when I was 17 years old, and I'm now 28. So 11 years, kind of in the making of trying to get shit straight and get things, get my life on track. So, you know, just right off the bat, getting out of treatment, it was I had so much anxiety. It was ridiculous. I've really never felt that way before getting out of treatment. I've always felt real motivated and real confident getting out. But this time it was a lot different. I think partly due to that would be just the circumstances of what really led up to me getting into treatment this time. You know, back when I was 17 years old, I had went in for alcohol and cocaine use, and this time around, it was more so alcohol, meth, and fentanyl, and I was, you know, constantly overdosing before I went in, and you know, the month leading up to going to treatment, I had overdosed 4 times. 2 of those times being really back to back, like ODing, smoking again, and then ODing again. It's just how crazy that is. You know, you literally die, you get brought back, and then you do it again. There's no thought in that, and really where I was at that point in my life was I wanted to die. I was so full of shame and guilt and resentments, and every single day was just it was just quite shameful, really. And I couldn't handle it anymore. You know, the days leading up to treatment were probably some of the hardest. Not trying to go into too much detail about it, but you know, getting out of treatment that first day was a very odd feeling, because I was so full of anxiety, and you know, I went from being surrounded by a community of people, you know, like-minded individuals that we're all trying to achieve the same thing. And anybody who's ever been to, you know, like treatment like that, you know, you end up meeting some really good people. And you know, I'm glad to say and happy to say that I met some like lifelong friends that, you know, I hope to stay in touch with. Some don't live so close, so it'll be a lot harder to see each other in person, but some do live relatively close, so we're gonna do what we can to get together and whatnot. But yeah, I was such a struggle last night, just being alone, man. I literally have not been alone in almost about 40 days. But yeah, so I go from being constantly surrounded, like literally not a single time being alone, to just boom, get slapped in the face with just being by myself and alone again with my thoughts. And it was really difficult to get back into life, normal life, I guess that is. So I've really just been trying to establish myself with a routine again today. You know, I woke up this morning. Well, first off, I decided I had to sleep in today, because when I was in there, it was you know, it was go, constant groups and lectures, and you really don't get any time to sleep in or nothing like that. So today I slept like 10, 11 hours, and it felt so good. And then I woke up, drank 2 protein shakes, worked on my gratitude list, which is something that I'm gonna need to do every single day, because that was something that really keeps me humble, and it's helped me in the past. Because I notice any time that I have a relapse or my life starts going in a negative direction, a lot of it stems from being ungrateful for what I currently have in my life. And just even the fact of waking up in a bed is something to just be so grateful about, because in the past, in my youth, there were times where I've literally woken up in parking lots on the ground or in ditches, because that's where my use and my addiction takes me and leads me. So just keeping that in mind, that those things keep me extremely humble. Being able to shower, being able to text my mom and tell her good morning and that I love her, just things like that. The fact that I'm not in a jail cell, it really humbles you. So I highly recommend, if you're anyone with similar circumstances or struggling, do what you can to try to remember yourself of all that you really do have. Because once we start to focus on what we don't have, it puts you into a negative mindset. So I wrote my gratitude list, and then I had a IOP appointment. So I set up my intensive outpatient. Another huge thing, that follow-up, absolutely important, because you can go to treatment 28 days, 30 days, whatever it is, and the month passes, you're going to forget that you were ever even in there. So it's extremely important, especially if a lot of us as addicts, we need that accountability, man. We're not known for being the most responsible or being the most being on our shit, you know what I mean? So super important. So I got that set up, and then I went for a walk. I made I have a couple goals that I set for daily goals that I'm gonna need to handle every single day, so that I stay honest and on my program. So I went for a walk, and then I went to the gym. I'm following a hypertrophy split right now, so I'm really excited to get back into powerlifting, because drug use and addiction and powerlifting, they really don't work out too well together. So really looking forward to that. So I went to the gym, and then I went to Walmart to get a crossword puzzle. My counselor in ILP, she really she mentioned something good. She asked me, she's like, "What are you doing for your brain health and whatnot?" And I was like, I'm really not doing anything. And she's like, "Are you not doing any crossword puzzles or anything like that?" I'm like, "No, but that's actually a really good idea. I'm gonna go get one after this." So that's what I did. I went and got one right after. And then what else? Got a crossword puzzle. And then I sat in a parking lot, did a couple crossword puzzles, walked around the lake, listened to music, listened to some podcasts, and then I headed home. Or I went, not my home, but I went to my dad's house where I'm currently staying. I'm in the process of finding an Oxford house, which is a sober living house. It's worked really well for me in the past, so I'm super excited to get back into one and be surrounded by a community of people that are trying to achieve the same thing. So I went back to my dad's, did some more crossword puzzles, listened to some more podcasts, shaved, took a shower, and then hopped back in the car. So I have a meeting planned out for tonight. I'm gonna do a little bit of reading out of my NA book as well, and that's kind of where we're at this point. Luckily, by the grace of God, I'm lucky to have my job still, so I'm supposed to start back up on Monday, so I'll be back to work, and yeah, we're getting back to normal life. So it's a great thing, man. It's super good, and I'm really grateful and happy to even be able to do this, to drive and take videos and have a phone, and it's awesome, man. Really excited for the future, and really excited to share what the future holds with you guys. So thank you for watching, and and see you next time.